Michael Jackson was framed is trending on Twitter, and that's amazing because all these people that accused him are coming out and being like, "Man, my parents told me to do that. Like, I lied." So,
There was a lot.
all
There was
that
a lot
negative
of
press.
yeah. There was a lot. I mean, when you go back and look at that, they accused the prosecutor was real overzealous
Mhm.
both times. You know, what I mean, it's just that it was obvious they were trying to make a lot out of very little. If you want to say somebody's weird, you can say that all day.
Yeah,
But it's another thing to be like, oh, okay, this person committed a crime, and I don't think they could ever really lock down him committing a crime. So that was the ultimate problem.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not even just a weird thing. I don't even want to get into it, but there's so much deeper than why, who or what was trying to stop Michael Jackson. There's so many things with that.
you think he was
So
trying
much
to
music
buy
that
Sony?
he put out. You said what?
You think he was trying to buy Sony?
Could have been,
I'm
you
messing with you.
know?
No. Michael Jackson's out. Man, look, that man was moving that building. Like
Yeah,
there's no getting around it. When you talk about, remember, what was the song? The album was that
they don't really
Invincible?
care about us.
No, I'm talking about Invincible, the album.
Oh, okay.
Like when that came out, that was a flop. That
Yeah,
album came out double platinum.
yeah.
Like when you flop on a double platinum, that shows your power. Like
Mm-hmm.
the only people I've heard flop like that are Michael Jackson and Mariah Carey.
The 50,
Like people like, oh,
50
y'all
Cent.
flop. Yeah, and I'm like, Doug, do you know? And this was back when people had to go to the store, like
Yeah.
buy a record. You know what I mean? That's
They
a
both went
deal.
from, all three of them went from 10 million to 2 million. And people was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, on my best day, if I
Oh,
have 500,000, if I went gold, I don't
yeah,
even rap good.
yeah.
We all try to freestyle. I'm terrible. But if I went gold, do you understand? I
Hey,
punch a baby in the face from excitement. But that's just
man,
me.
that's wild, punching a baby in the face. But okay,
Sometimes you gotta,
okay.
do that.
No, you don't.
Sometimes. You really don't. You really don't. That's just me being bleak. That's just me being black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks. Oh no, it's them again. It's them boys from In My Humble Opinion. Okay. It's the In My Humble Opinion podcast where the opinions are humbled and the words, they're not jumbled. I'm your host, Avery, like a very nice guy, also known as Avery Zadius on Instagram and on Twitter. And once again, man, I'm going to thank you guys for sitting down and turning this on and watching it. Or, you're in your car listening to it, or you're running, having a jog, whatever you're doing, you're taking us in and getting this information. And I'm also joined by my real life brother, the co-host, one of the greatest writers I've ever met for the Houston Press. Makes some mean guacamole as well. Just Devon, ladies and gentlemen.
My guacamole's all right. I
All
appreciate.
right.
It's all right. It's an all right
Let me give you
guacamole.
your flowers, nigga. You already know everybody talk about. Our mom cooks amazingly, and I'm a jerk, so I don't lie. I would roast my mom. She makes amazing stuff, and she's like, "Yo, can you make the guacamole, Devon?"
See, it's an okay guacamole.
And don't our whole entire family want you to make that guac?
Yeah. But then we run into some real guacamole makers and they crush me. So you don't
I
want
mean, that's life, though. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You could be the best in the world. Hey,
to.
you made it. The world's greatest. You never know, okay? And you could find my brother, Jess Devon, on Twitter as Jess Devon and on all the other socials as Dr. Douglas, okay? And you could find both of us together collectively as a unit on all socials at In My Humble Opinion, at My Humble on everything as well. And let's not forget about these streams. You can listen to us on all digital service providers, and you could watch us on the YouTubes because that's how a lot of us take in information. I just pretty much watch YouTube. I don't really watch TV, so don't tell me about your TV show because I'm not going to watch it because I'm probably watching something on YouTube, including myself. All right, so if you're not familiar with us, we have guests usually spotlighting the talent in the great state of Texas and the city of Syrup of Houston, or in hip hop in general or in life. All right. So the guest that we have today, real important guest, mind you. Okay, so one of the things that we talk about, you've said before, is slang. We're in the hip hop generation. There's a lot of slang that gets thrown around. One of the words that we do talk about is ratchet. Okay, ratchet. Let's face it. We're saying the same thing usually, and it's usually like we'll say one thing one way, and then like 3, 4 years later, it's the same meaning, and we just change it, say a different word. Ratchet, basically, in my humble opinion, from what I've understood, basically means ghetto amongst other things. But that doesn't necessarily have a negative connotation, all right? It's just a different way of doing things. It's not the same Webster's dictionary as like, what's that? A device consisting of a bar and a wheel and a set of angled teeth. No, not that ratchet. No, no, we're celebrating this ratchet. All right, I found another meaning of ratchet, actually, which kind of personifies our upcoming guest. All right, it's a situation or process that is perceived to be changing in a series of irreversible steps. And the irreversible steps that I see with these two gentlemen is that they're going to the top. All right, so we have rapper, singer, and producer with credits from Lil Kiki, Cam Wallace, Nipsey Hussle, just to name a few. Tim Ned, and he's linked up with somebody who already has producer credits with, a hip hop legend and Mr. Rack Daddy himself, Fat Pimp, to teach us about their upcoming collective collaborative project, The Art of Ratchet, ladies and gentlemen. The Art of Ratchet. What's going on, gents?
Yes, sir. Hey, that was a beautiful intro. I wish I would have. We should have saved that for the album, man.
Hey,
That was a nice
Well,
intro.
y'all will have more albums, and I'll
Oh
be
yeah,
able
for
to do
sure.
it.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that audio later, sir.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna need
Save this
that.
clip. Save that clip, man. Save it.
Hey, you'll get it.
How is
Oh.
everything going for y'all today?
Man, everything is beautiful, man. We're here on your podcast, so I'm having a good time. Fat, how you feel, Fat?
I'm in the studio working, so cooking.
Yeah.
I'm cooking, man. No days off.
Well, we're gonna jump right into it. We were just at your album release party, all right? And you know what? Because I've been reading about it. This has been a long time coming. Because you guys got together, and then COVID hit like
Yeah.
hard. So I was like, y'all had like the momentum was going up, and then COVID came out of nowhere. So you know what? Before we even get into that album release party, let's talk about the decision that you two made to link up.
And me and Tim, we met some years ago, and I just think that besides Derek telling us we should become a group, I just think it was gonna naturally happen regardless. Just because me and Tim got the same kind of ways that we think. We like the same type of music. We've been on the road together several times. Actually been on tour together a couple of times. I just think the way of the universe has just led us to get together, and I'm just glad we made that happen.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, matter of fact, like Fat was the first person to put me on a tour as well too. So like that introduced me to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like in between shows, he would like talk with me. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was real genuine, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So like even when we were making music, it was just like something like it was just like secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember the first session that we had. Like I'm already like building up the beat before he even walked in the studio. I'm talking about as soon as he walked in the studio, it was like an instant energy off top. Like we started working immediately. You know what I'm saying? So like that really showed me something as well too. And like the more records that we were doing, just like you said, like I think it was bound to be something like as far as like we were in a group, because we was making music before Derek was like, hey, I think y'all should be a group. And we was like, low key, we're like, man, we already got records. So like, let's just put them all together and present it to Derek. And he was like, man, this is amazing, And through that, we just kept working. Like just like you said, like everything hit around the pandemic, which was kind of a blessing in a way, because we were just like pretty much just like stuck in the house. You know what I'm saying? Just building, calling each other up, and just going back and forth on different ideas. So I think that was kind of a blessing in a way as well too.
Now the other thing, like when you say Derek, we're talking about Derek, the CEO of Loud.
Derek CEO, yes sir.
Now, how long had Derek been trying to get the two of you to get together?
I don't think it took too long. I don't think it took too long. Like I said, like we were always doing records. Fat was on one of my first singles. Can't Stop Flexing on my first EP. So I think it was something that was just brewing up, and we just like, you know what, let's just put this together. You know, when Derek made that call, he's like, let's do it. He came up with the name and everything. I was like, man, let's go full force with it.
No, that works. That works.
So where exactly did the name, the Art of Ratchet, come from, though?
Derek, man, that was his doing, man. If it was up to me, it would have just been Fat Pimp and Tim Ned. For real, man. I'm not I like doing the music, man. Derek's one of them people where it's 6 o'clock in the morning, he might call you and say, I got an idea. We might be on a plane. He might not say one word to you. As soon as you get off the plane, he'd be like, I got it. He's a thinker.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a like, you know, when LeBron got with D Wade.
Yeah.
You know, he got the right coach over there to help him win them championships, man. So Derek came up with the Art of Ratchet, and it really kind of describes what me and Tim bring to the table when you think about music. It's like we can give you hood, but we still want to keep it classy. We still want to be able to invite it to the black tie events. You dig what I'm saying? But if you go to the black tie events, we might still be smelling like some herbals or something. Or we might be drinking at the event. You know what I mean? You know, we might ask for some hot sauce when we have, you know, when you go to those banquets and those elegant dinners, we might ask for some hot sauce or some ketchup, man.
Some Kool-Aid. Definitely get some Kool-Aid.
Can't forget the Kool-Aid stuff. Red. Gotta be red.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Red.
Some red juice.
Now, what made you guys decide? Because both of you have already had success in the music industry, and y'all have also had like y'all's ups and downs in terms of just dealing with the music industry. Yeah. What made you guys decide, you know what, this is gonna be a good label situation, and I really feel like this is gonna be a good group deal?
I'm gonna be real with you. For me, Derek helped me get out of my last situation. He helped me get out of my last situation in New York. It really wasn't it wasn't even no paperwork involved. He just was doing it genuinely. And I've been rocking with him for some years now. I just felt like it was home. It was the first time I ever got with a situation where it felt like it was family. It felt like I could say anything and won't be judged about it. I could put out any type of music and somebody won't say, well, this don't sound like the radio. Derek is against that. He's like, hey man, let's put out good music, timeless music. Let's not do trends, let's do timeless music. And when you got somebody that's ahead of a label telling you it's okay to be yourself, it's okay for you to put out classics, that's where you want to be. I think that the one thing I would say about me and Tim is that we're misunderstood. I don't really feel like I've ever made it in this music business. I feel like I've had small success marks or small little milestones, but I don't really think I've ever made it because no matter how much I think I put in, you can go to a whole other state and city, they might never heard of you. You know what I mean? Like, of course, the industry people heard of me, but when you think about the real fans and the people that's buying music now, they don't really know who Fat Pimp is. And I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to get to the point where whenever I go to LA and I hop off the plane, TMZ is right there and want to know what I got going on. Or when I go back to London and when I go to Africa, we go to Russia, wherever we at, I want people to know as soon as we get off the plane who we are and to really be fans of the music.
Now, and also, I mean, because we could talk about that because we're talking about deals and this changeover and putting you guys in a better space. Like, I mean, you had your success was like Rag Daddy and just a stream of songs. And Tim, you've been, I don't want to say even behind the scenes because you sing, but it's also working with Slim Thug, Nipsey Hussle, R. Kelly, Monica, like stepping out now. I don't even want to say stepping out. What is it like when you were saying, okay, the industry recognizes us? Is there any kind of frustration where you're like, yo, look, like people know me, but I can go places and they just not know what this is about? What is y'all's feelings when that kind of stuff happens?
Oh man, well me, to me, I'm not gonna front, like it really doesn't bother me as much. I'm in a space where they gonna know who I am regardless. They gonna know. So like that ultimately keeps me like just keep working. So like you gonna figure out like who I am regardless. I'm gonna be in your face regardless. So like I just keep working, man. Just keep on working until they actually know, who we are individually and as a group as well too.
What about you?
You got to re-ask me that question because I was up here listening to Tim's answer. And you listening to somebody else. I'm like, damn, I don't want to say that. You got to ask that question.
Because a lot of times people tend to be trapped in that. You know what I'm saying? So like once you get trapped in that, it comes a lot of frustration. Trying to keep up. Like what they say, like trying to keep up with the Joneses or whatever. Like I'm not even trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to keep up with the Neds. I'm trying to keep up with my thing and whatever my situation is, like with my family as far as like the label and Loud Muzik. I'm just focused on that. And if you focus on that and you have like ultimately like tunnel vision, they can't help but to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like that's on some ratchet shit. Like I really don't give a fuck type of attitude. Like we have to continue to just embrace that and just keep on going.
Right.
And then
they gonna know us. They gonna know us, man. When we get off that plane, Fat, they gonna know, man. So we're gonna keep on going, baby.
That's for you, Tim. I mean, for Fat, like when you're talking, like you talked about how Derek got you out that label deal. What is it like to have this, like, be well known for songs that are streaming, that are playing on the radio, but you're not getting your just due where you feel like behind the scenes?
Two things bother me. When you ain't got that money in your bank account and you busting your behind, that's a horrible feeling to feel like you're giving your all and you're not getting no financials from it. That hurts the most, but then what hurts just as much is just not getting the credit. I see people come out every day that have stole my style of rapping, style of making beats, and they got rich off of it. So for me, that's what bothers me the most. I don't really care if nobody ever recognize me, but when you like blatantly take something that I created and you're winning on it, that's a bad feeling, man. That's what hurts the most, is not getting credit when somebody takes something from you. So
now, what is it now? I guess when y'all are creating the music now, because I mean, honestly, looking at y'all at the event, y'all gel really well. Y'all seem like in a really good space, and y'all also seem like y'all have been working together for a while. Like y'all seem like y'all have been a group for a minute. Are you guys more focused on being a group, solo albums? What is y'all's game plan when y'all are working on this?
For me, I'm focused on being a good man, a good black man first, a God-fearing black man first. That's number one. And number two is I'm just focused on being a good brother to Derek, Tim, Flip, Zero, everybody that's on the label. I'm focused on being a good brother. Because I think when you start becoming selfish and focusing on just yourself, you're gonna get selfish results, man. So I think when you kind of set yourself up to do things in a godly way, move positive, move in a way that your brother would want you to move, a way that's best for you and your brother, I think y'all can win together. I never thought about being in a group. I never in my life wanted to be in a group. But then I thought to myself, I'm having more success in 2 years with being in a group, and I didn't even drop no music until last Friday. So that should tell you something. I talk to Tim every single day.
Yeah.
Even if it ain't about music. And so
yeah,
go ahead, Tim.
No, I was saying like that's what I think. That's where that energy comes across. Like when people think like, man, it seems like they've been in the group for a long time, because it's something that like you said, like we talk every day. And it don't have to be about music. It could be about our kids or like what we going through, in that situation. I think most importantly, like we're genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's coming from a genuine place, a loving place. You know what I'm saying? So that makes you want to open up and just make the best music you can be. Because I tell Fat all the time, like, man, we got to open up. Like we got to be vulnerable at certain times. Like because people got to know who we are. We can't just hide behind all the the glamorous shit. Like we got to be real with these people so they can feed off that energy and just level up to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we all about, man. Like as far as just like you said, like trying to be selfish and all that, that's not gonna get you nowhere, man. It's not gonna get you nowhere at all. So I'm all about making myself grow and making my partners grow as well too.
Nice. All right, now both of you gentlemen I've worked with numerous artists in the game, from your R. Kellys to your Nipsey Hussle to your Slim Thugs and whatnot. But I have to ask, with you gentlemen working with different people and working together and gelling, how is that different than working with different people since y'all are such good friends?
How's it different? Man, like my thing is, as a producer, or I don't want to say I try. I bring out the best out of that artist. Always. I try to do that regardless, what's going on. At the end of the day, like at the end of the studio session, I want you to love the record. I always ask, like, do you love the record? Oh, it's cool. No, but then we need to do another one, because at the end of the day, you have to love this record, man. I want you to love the record. You know what I'm saying? Because like you ain't gonna push it. You're not gonna push it the way you want to if you just like, oh, it's cool. I think it's all right. Nah, man. You want to be able to be like, I'm gonna push this record to the max. It's probably like the best record that I ever done. Like that's how I want the sessions to be. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime, like even if it's something where I'm emailing you, the track, we still having conversations about it. We still talking. So like that's my overall thing, man. Just you have to love the record. You have to love the records that we're doing.
Now,
Bottom line.
I was reading an article. It was this was early on. I mean, this was back before COVID, where this was Fat saying he wasn't a fan of Tim until he saw him perform. Like I saw him perform, and he's like, that was it.
But the thing is, like, man, but he's being truthful though. Like that's being truthful, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No. I love it.
I respect that. Yeah.
Fat, what was it about Tim's performance that you saw where you're like, oh yeah, like this is something I can get into?
I'll keep it real with you. It's like you can hear somebody and be like, oh, that's cool. But when you see him bring it to life, you finally believe him. I'll give you an example. Jay-Z. First time I seen Jay-Z perform in Houston, I said to myself, I see why he's whole. His whole swag, his whole demeanor, he just was too cool. Kanye, one of my favorite performers, favorite artists of all time, seeing him perform, same situation. When I seen Tim get on stage, I was like, yo, this dude got it. It made me like every song that I heard, I say, I finally get it. I finally get it. And that's just me being all the way honest, man. Like you can play a song for me, but if I actually get to see you perform it and then you nail it, like that to me is what separates the goods from the greats. Cause nowadays there's a lot of people with good music, they can just get up there and rap their songs. But when you can get up there on stage and actually put on a performance, actually have a show, that's what makes people want to see you for the rest of your lives. Groups like what's the white groups like Kiss? Yeah. Man, they'll sell out for the rest of their lives, man. These rock groups, country singers and Madonna and people like that, man, the pop singers, they always gonna have a place to work because they are big on showmanship. That's why when you get big, you get your residency in Vegas. You get your residency all over the world because you have to have a hell of a show. So when I seen Tim do his thing, I said, yo, I'm officially a fan.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, and that's just me being real. And then I'm gonna tell you what makes it even better is when we put this project together and I might have a stupid idea in my head and that stupid idea comes to life. It makes you realize how talented Tim really is. And I think for me, I feel like Tim is too humble, man. He's too nice. That's why I'm serious, man. Listen, I can't wait for him to like have one of them moments where he loses it when we blow up.
And I think that time is coming. I think it's coming.
Bro,
I'm gonna lie.
He deserves it.
Attitude at the listening party the other day. I seen it, bro. Remember when Kanye had just flipped out and went on stage with the Taylor Swift incident?
Nah, I ain't gonna do something like that though.
Tim, all right, you say what? Hey,
I ain't gonna do it like that.
Hey, look, one day it's gonna be an awards. They're gonna be like, man, the top Houston producers are, and they don't say Tim's name.
I'm gonna snap then.
Yeah,
I'm gonna snap then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then how do y'all strike that balance? Also, both of y'all are producers.
Right.
Y'all are performers, but y'all are also producers. So when y'all come in, is it like, all right, so Tim's gonna produce one, I'm gonna produce one, or y'all just collaborating where you're like, I heard what you did there, but let's try this up or let's try that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about collaboration. Like, even if he has like an idea, like as soon as I hear like an idea, like I totally hear the song fully in my head. So like, at certain times, like I got to slow my mind down to me, for that to actually like make the record. But like, if he's throwing ideas to me, man, it's give it to me. Just like how we did lose your religion, man. Like we was in LA, we made that song from scratch. I mean, when I say that was probably like my favorite session I ever had. I mean, the energy was crazy. The herbs was crazy. I mean, it was just an overall good time. Like I knew for a fact, I was like, man, this record gonna do something because of the energy that we already had, making the record. And when people hear the record, they're like, they lose their mind, they lose their religion, just like how the title is, man. So like, it's just an honor just to work with my brother, man. Like I said, like I've been a fan of his for a long time, and actually have a project, being a group, and call him my friend, my it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, what was it like too when you guys are getting ready to get set up? And like we said, the announcements and everything was happening pre-COVID. Then COVID hits. So what was your thought? I mean, first of all, when COVID hit, what was y'all's thought process when it first happened? And then what was the decision making after that?
For me, I was stuck in LA.
Oh, you were stuck there?
I was stuck in LA, man. And I was out there with my wife and my kids, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm real big on teaching my boys not to be afraid of nothing. But I remember one day, man, my mom kept saying, come back home, come back home. Then I was seeing on the news, all the food was gone. So I was just like, man, it ain't nothing going on in California. We good. The next thing I know, the governor shuts down the Bay Area. Like nothing in, nothing out, curfew, all that. And I remember I was sitting out there with my fiance's granddaddy. I'm smoking with him. He was like, man, I think y'all need to go ahead and get back, man. So, man, I prayed, man. I was scared, bro. I thought it was the end of the world. I thought this was like everything we seen growing up. This got to be the bubonic plague and stuff. They used to be like on these shows. I thought it was a wrap, man. And when we got home and nobody was on the streets, I was like, yo, like, what is going on? Like everybody was scared, man. But when I finally got home, I was comfortable a little bit because we had brought groceries back from California, man. But I think after about a month, I kind of calmed down and realized this is just God's way of sitting everybody down. So
Facts.
Once you realize that, man, God is in control, and you can't change what's gonna happen. You kind of just calm down and let it go and happen.
Let it go and happen. You can't force God. So you brought groceries from California?
My mom, hey, listen, this is what we did. Hold on, no lie. Look, so we went grocery shopping in this little town called Lake Elsinore. This was like about a little less than an hour outside of LA. The first week we was there, it was groceries there, but then once California started shutting down city by city, we had to put a little move on it. So we went to the grocery store, got a whole bunch of groceries. Then we got to the airport. We was overweight. So I was like, damn, what we gonna do? So my girl, she run track, man. She ran all the way to the other side of the airport, bought like a $200 luggage, took all the groceries and put it in there. Man, look, this is the nature of a black woman. Black woman, they are thinkers. She went and got some stuff, then she got some type of wrap to keep the stuff cold. Man, when we got back home, majority of the stuff had melted, but it was the fact that we at least had box food. You know what I mean? We had stuff for the kids, stuff to keep them entertained and keep them fed, man. But we spent a hell of a time trying to get all that food from California to Dallas, man. But she made it happen.
She made it, both of y'all made it happen. Look at that.
Hey, look. I'm more, and it's crazy, man. I'm like better with the kids, and she's more of the she gonna figure it out, man.
Hey, that's real.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I panic. I'm a panicker, bro. I was in the airport like, man, no, we ain't gonna have no food when we get home. Ran full speed, man, to the other side of the airport. Got luggage, man. Like something that you probably got for $30 at Walmart was $200 at the airport, but she filled it up. So we had about like 4 pieces of luggage. You know what I mean? It cost a little money to get it back, but man, we needed it. And
I got it done.
I can't do that. Panicking with the toilet paper and all that.
What about you, Tim? Were you in
Tim,
the States?
where were you at when the pandemic?
Man, I was at home. Really just got off tour with Ja Rule, man. So like I was in between that. I was the same way, man. We went to the grocery store. We got a gang of stuff, and we just sat at the crib. I was just chilling. Yeah, man. Like I ain't going out there. I ain't trying to fool with that stuff. No, I'm chilling.
Hey, Fat Pimp.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with you. You see how casually Tim just did that? I was at home chilling. You know, I just got off a tour with Ja Rule.
He did say it like that. Like,
okay. That's what up, that's Ja Rule. Like you do that a lot, Tim. I have to admit.
He's so cool. He's so cool. Look, the arrogance meter's gonna go up just like this in a minute, man. He gonna get up there. He gonna snap.
I did R. Kelly's last great album, you know, but it's whatever. Like what? Okay.
FC need to work with Nipsey and stuff, man.
You know, light work, man. Light work, you know.
See? Oh,
wow.
Here we go.
you could talk Jay-Z like level shit. That's what you like light work. You've done all the I produced for Nipsey Hussle. I produced with Fat Pimp, you know what I'm saying? I got a whole group of Fat Pimp, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But like your accomplishments are like, if somebody has one of your accomplishments, for both of you guys, somebody has one of either one of your accomplishments, they would just sit there and live off of that. But you guys keep going. Where does that desire come from? I'm asking you first, Tim. Where does your desire come from?
Man, it comes from childhood, man. Like I dreamt about this like almost every day. I was a big fan of like, you know, from your Michael Jacksons to James Brown to all that, and just to see them, you know, just conquer their dreams and go beyond that. And I know it was doable because, you know, they did it. I was like, man, you know what? That's something that I want to do. Like I want to go to that level and just like, you know, be inspiration to the next person that's after me. You know what I'm saying? Just that's what I want to do. So like, that's where that drive comes from, man. Just like me just having that vision, you know, like, man, God gave me this vision. So it's like, you know what? It's so clear to me. That's why I just can't stop what I'm doing. And maybe that's why I'm so humble about certain situations, but it's like, I know it's so much more in store. You know what I'm saying? I just got to keep on applying it and just keep on going for it.
Okay, all right. Now, Fat Pimp, I got the same question for you. Now, coming from TSU, Mr. Rag Daddy himself, from doing the talent shows to making music to always staying on the Billboard chart. Now, a lot of people get one song and it's over for them. And you've stayed consistently getting on the Billboard chart. Where does that desire come from inside of you, Fat Pimp?
What really gives me that desire to go get it, I feel like I'm never satisfied. I feel like I always got something I got to prove. I remember when I went out for baseball my freshman year in high school, and all the white boys was like, you know, this ain't football, boy. This ain't basketball. You know, you're in the wrong locker room. And my first 10, 15 minutes on the field, the hitting coach pulled me to the side and was like, man, where you from? Like, how do you know how to play baseball? Because in my head, I was so determined to prove everybody wrong. I was knocking home runs. Like every pitch they was throwing, pow, pow, knocking it out the park. I've always been that type of person where if you say I can't do it, a light bulb goes off in my head to figure out a way that I need to do it. So whenever I'm in the studio and I get ready to drop a single, I always say to myself, this record is going to go on a Billboard. They're going to love this. This record is great. This is the best record to ever come out. I start talking them into existence. And so that's what motivates me. Every time I go to the studio, every time I pick up a microphone, I say to myself, I need to gain another fan. I done had shows with 10 people. I done had shows with 5,000 people. So at the end of the day, it's like I treat everything as an opportunity to win somebody over. I can't accept failure. I hate losing, man. That's like the worst feeling in the world. So to prevent that, I got to keep myself working and grinding and hustling.
No, it's a good attitude to have. That's a good attitude to have.
Definitely.
Now, I mean, with this, and like I said, we've heard the album. We heard it at the listening party. Like, what is it that you two want people to walk away with as an impression of you and y'all's music when they hear the Art of Ratchet?
For me, I wish that people would just take away that I could really rap. That's my biggest thing. I don't want people to get it twisted that I just make club music, just radio music. I want people to understand like I live and breathe this hip hop. I don't care if it's Rakim, Master P, Pooh Shiesty, whoever it is. I'm a fan of hip hop. When they hear this project, you can tell we are fans of hip hop. I love R&B music. I love R&B music over the rap music. And so when you hear this project, yeah, man, well, I'm a diehard. I love 90s R&B.
I'm saying what?
Yeah, it's like when you hear this project, I want people to say, them boys can rap, and them boys put a hell of a project together. I can't wait for the next one.
So Fat Pimp, you singing on this album? 90s R&B?
Tim, hey, say no cap,
no, he's singing. Even on that Texas record, like he's singing on that, man.
I'm about to say,
hey,
I'm like, we heard
get
it.
Them vocals out, brother. Get them vocals out, man.
Hey, I be harmonizing on the Bitch You Extra song.
That's what I'm saying. You can tell that you love 90s R&B.
Hey, I was telling, I said, hey, get them vocals out, bro. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
You got it. Let's go.
He don't laugh at me. Even if it might come in ugly when I send it to him, he don't laugh at me, man. That gives me the confidence to go in there and try something
new.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna keep on putting out more songs in terms of singing. Tim, you're a whole R&B album.
Hey,
you like 90s R&B? We gonna do it?
Yes.
Tim,
yes. Hey, I'm telling him, yeah. Like we already got records like in store already, man. Off top, like him singing, like for real, straight up. So it's coming, man. It's coming.
That's dope.
The Fat Pimp of R&B.
Yeah.
The Fat Pimp of R&B.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
Hey, that's a good
like
title,
that.
brother.
Fat Pimp of R&B, man.
You know, Derek will come up with something better. So you know what I'm saying?
He will. He will. Like, because I think what was the one song that was a flip that Derek just said I played it for him before they got on the plane?
Ratchet.
Okay, that's the one where it was like,
yeah. Guy sample? Was that the
That's
Aaron
the
sample?
Yeah. That's the guy sample.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, after this too, I mean, the two of you as a group, and it sounds like y'all are gonna be doing group work, but Derek also announced y'all got solo projects coming up as well. So tell us about, we're gonna start off with Tim. Like, tell us about the other music too that you got coming out.
Man, even like through this pandemic, I was real like tough on myself as far as like recording more, writing more, just exploring different type of music. So the next, I ain't even gonna say next project, it's next projects. I have like a couple projects like lined up. And when I tell you it's some of the best work that I've done, it's amazing. I can't wait to release this music, man. I can't wait. Same thing with Fat stuff. Like the way we going, bro, like we got to keep going, bro. Like the music that we doing is so incredible, man. It's so incredible. Like he's making himself be open. I'm being open. It's just like we just letting all that stuff out on the records, man. So like it's incredible music, bro.
And what about you, Fat?
All I'm gonna say is get your popcorn, like T.O. used to say, man. Get your popcorn ready, man.
Fat Pimp of R&B.
Fat Pimp of R&B, man. I'm gonna tell Derek that tonight, man. Fat Pimp of R&B.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, also, I mean, the two of you have been putting out records for a while. Y'all have this strong connection to Houston. You guys have watched the ebb and flow of success in Houston music.
Right.
How does it feel now? Because I'm like, you're seeing things like PUD coming up. You're seeing Loud Muzik coming up. You're seeing, of course, there's Meg Thee Stallion, but you also have OMB Bloodbath and Tisa Korean. And like, you got all these artists now that are coming from, whether it's A-Leaf, whether it's the North Side, CUNY Homes, like wherever, it's a lot of pockets that are now starting to pop up in Houston. Does it feel different? Does it feel the same? Like, how would you describe, as you guys, from y'all's perspective, the success or this ebb and flow that's happening in Houston?
I would honestly say it's a blessing, because it used to be a point in time where there was only a handful of artists that were considered the faces of Houston. Whereas like now, you can't even put a cap on who's the hottest person. Everybody got their own situation going on. You know, a lot of people that's from Houston don't even be living in Houston. They live out in LA.
Yeah.
Meg
That's true.
Dice Soho and all them, you know, like they don't live in Houston, you know, but then you got people like OTB, you know, Bloodbath and my South Walker and them, you know, it's just so much talent in Houston to where everybody can win. Everybody can win. Everybody. Look at B King. He got a second chance with this music, man. It's like, there's no excuses about you being from the South and can't be successful, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
The real South, as Pimp C say, Texas.
The real South, yeah.
We ain't changing our clocks when we get off the plane.
What about for you, Tim? What's it like? How is your view of Houston and its changing music atmosphere?
I think, I mean, like what Fat said, I think it's the same way. I really think that, you know, Houston music is really not getting its credit. You know what I'm saying? Like it should. But I know we're bringing that to the forefront. Like we taking that back. You know what I'm saying? Like Houston, we coming back with this music, and it's not just like one style as well too. Like it's like you said, like with Meg Thee Stallion, B King, like we all have different styles. So like us bringing that back is going to be incredible, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what, Fat, too, since we have you here and I want to make sure we get this, because I've seen it written. Explain to people where you got the name Fat Pimp.
High school. I was in Dallas at Duncanville High School. My homegirl, April Ballard. It's my girl to this day. The teacher left the classroom, and I don't even want to say what my rap name used to be.
Please do.
Nah, man, say it real quick.
Please do.
What was your rap name, man?
T-Bear.
T-Bear. Like Teddy Bear?
No, because look, my real name is Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris.
Okay.
I got a partner, man. Shout out to Jamal James. He used to stay in these apartments on Southwest called Park Village. And our favorite show coming up was called C-Bear and Jamal. So my rap name was C-Bear. It was corny as hell, man. But man, I moved to Dallas, you know. I'm trying to find, when you get to high school, you're trying to find yourself. So the only thing I knew I was good at was baseball and rapping. So we beat on the tables, and this girl's at the pencil sharpener. And then she's at the pencil sharpener. I'm just freestyling about it, you know. I can't tell you what I was saying, but I know I was rapping to her. And April gonna say, "Dang, what you think you is, a fat pimp or something?" And everybody started laughing in the classroom. So when she said it, it was almost like God put like this light around her, like a silhouette around her. Yeah. And so, man, I was like, yeah. I said, I am Fat Pimp. And I started rapping about it, like, man, you know, I was like, it's the Fat Pimp, something. And everybody in class was like, oh, okay, Fat Pimp.
That's real.
So that's 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. And then by this time, my name was Fat Pimp. Ain't no way of getting around it. Got to college. And if it wouldn't have been for TSU, it wouldn't have been no Fat Pimp, man. TSU embraced me. TSU uplifted me. TSU promoted me. TSU took that Fat Pimp name and brand and made it okay to say the pimp word.
That's real. All right, calm down, TSU. I went to PV. One thing I'm not gonna gloss over this. So your group's name back when you were younger was C-Bear and Jamal?
Well, yeah, I was C-Bear and my partner.
Oh, I get it. Oh, I know where it came from.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you. C-Bear from the Tone Loc cartoon. C-Bear and Jamal.
That was a good cartoon. That was a good cartoon.
Yeah, man. Like, bro, listen, it was like, you know, I don't know, with C-Bear, it was cool. I even had like an airbrush shirt, man, with C-Bear, like had my name C-Bear on there. Yeah.
Awesome,
matter of fact, that used to be my screen name. That's how old it's been. They used to be my screen name on AOL.
Man.
Yeah, that was my name on AOL. Black Planet, all that. It was C-Bear.
I remember them days.
Yeah, because at one point in time when you created screen names, you couldn't use vulgar words.
Yeah.
Like, so you couldn't put the word pimp in some of that stuff. It was like a filter on there.
Yeah.
So I just use C-Bear.
Yeah, because I mean, and since that time, pimp has changed so much.
Hey, look, I got charged up. Well, I didn't get charged up, but I was on Sway in the morning, and he was like, "Man, you ever pimped a girl before?" In my head, I was like, "Yeah." In my head, I'm like, "Who ain't pimped a girl like for something?" And I was like, "Yeah." He looked at me like, "So what happened?" I was like, "It wasn't for me." And he was just like, and then I looked at him and realized he wasn't like being funny. He was being serious. So I had to like switch the energy up. I was just like, "Well, look, man, I was gonna call myself Old Dirty Bastard, but somebody stole my name, and everybody laughed in the room. And Sway was just like, "Are you cool with the trafficking of young black women?" And I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
I'm like, "No," but bro was dead ass serious. He's from the Bay, and that's big out there, like the human trafficking. This is 2012 when we're doing this interview, so y'all know the climate now has changed. If you go to jail now for pimping, they don't call it pimping no more. It's like human trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's not a game, man. Like I tried to change my name a couple years ago. I think it was 2019. I tried to just run with FAT just so I could like get that pimp name away.
Yeah.
Texas wasn't going for that.
they wouldn't let it go.
I remember that. You were too involved.
I tried to do FAT, and when I say my streams went from like good to nothing, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just ride this Fat Pimp name on out, bro.
You got to. You're too big and too important to the state, to the city, to hip hop. That's like if Biggie come out and be like, you know what? I'm not Biggie anymore. Like, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry, as a fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be disrespectful because I listen to your music, and there was a point where I thought you would whoop my ass when I listened to your music. But I'm just saying, like, you can't, man. The fans, we didn't want that, brother.
Hey, I tried it, man. It just didn't work, man. You know, everybody tries stuff in their career, man. Me dropping the pimp from Fat Pimp is like, it ain't cutting it, man.
That's real.
So. Now, where, you know, like we've been talking about, like you said, the label, and I think Loud Muzik is doing a lot. Where do you guys see yourselves and Loud Muzik going over these next few years?
So where do we see ourselves going?
Yeah.
Grammys, billboards, overseas touring, man, everywhere, bro.
Man, for me, man, I see myself at more of a. I want to play the back end a little. Once we get these Grammys and get these millions going, I want to jump in that A&R business, man. I want to sign. I want to get some younger artists signed. I want to continue to write for artists. I really want to get young artists at like 15, 16 and mold them and give them true artist development like the labels used to. By the time they like 20, 21, they know how to do interviews. They know what to say, what not to say. They know how to get in front of a room and not be intimidated by 1,000 people. I want to be able to groom artists and turn them into stars.
And what are some of the lessons you want to teach? I mean, this is for both of y'all because y'all, like I said, y'all have both had y'all's wins and losses in the industry, and y'all have apparently learned a lot from it to become the successes y'all are now. What are some of the things you want to tell some of these younger artists that are now trying to get out here in a music industry that's changing every day? Like every day there's something new that, you know, so I'm like, what's some of the advice you would give to them?
When you're in your
my advice, man, is, man, believe in yourself, man. Don't give up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't believe in the word no. You know what I'm saying? Like keep pushing, keep believing in yourself. That's off top because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna tell you no, you can't do it, you shouldn't do it. Nah, man, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you're in your feelings or you're under the influence, stay off of this. Don't lie, yeah. That's what I'm gonna tell them. First thing I'm gonna say, hey man, when you drunk or you on your level, that's cool. That's what you want to do, cool. Stay off of this. This is the devil.
That sound like a story.
It is. With me being older, I take a lot of stuff personal. You can't, when you're a rapper, you gotta watch what you say with politics. You gotta watch what you say about race. I put my foot in my mouth a lot of times on the internet. I can't get it back. Can't take it back. I've said words and stuff years ago that you can't say nowadays, and it's just best to stay off your phone. I would definitely teach you stay off that phone, man.
Just lock it up.
Yeah. Another thing I would teach these kids, man, is like whatever your vice is, nobody should ever know. If that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
We don't know if I don't even want to speak on the dead, but we don't know if some of our favorite artists had a vice.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Like what if our favorite artist was addicted to heroin or something? Most of us wouldn't know back in the day. Only reason you know now because it's cool to go live while you high on heroin. Rapping about it, you know what I mean? I think people just gotta go back to keeping their life private, because that way people can't use your vice against you. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
No,
I was in a record label. I was in a record label meeting. I don't even want to say which label it was, but we went to lunch and the A&Rs were ordering all the type of food we wanted. And they said, "Do y'all need anything?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Do y'all need anything?" I'm like, "What do y'all mean?" They were like, "Y'all straight? You need anything to smoke? You want, anything for you, I'm like, "Hell nah." But my partner was like, "Man, I need some X pills. I need some weed. I need some drink." And about 45 minutes later, a dude walks in, drops off a little brown paper bag on the table, just drops it on the table and walks out. I'm eating my food. I'm looking at my partner. He opened up his bag. It was a bag full of pills, some weed, and like a little small little thing of some syrup. And it was at that moment that I realized a lot of these labels want to keep these artists under the influence and control. They don't preach to these artists not to do drugs. They don't teach these artists like, "Hey, you need to go to rehab." They profit off your death. They profit off everything that goes wrong with you in your life nowadays. They profit off that. And that's why I say to myself, I'd never be somebody. Y'all know what I do, what my habits are.
That's true. Because a label will profit off of, we've seen it. Labels profit off of their artist demise. They're going to get the money regardless. You know what I mean? They'll figure out a way, whether they're selling you successful or whether they're selling your downfall. They'll do it.
Right.
Well, let's then, where can the fans now find you guys when we're talking about the two of you individually, the two of you as Art of Ratchet, and what are you guys planning in terms of, things are starting to open back up now.
Yeah, man.
So tell us about this concert run.
Blue, you know what I'm saying?
Man, we got a big lineup. We got May 29th, Toyota Center with 2 Chainz, Lil Durk, Young Dolph. We got Young Dolph in Baton Rouge. We got a whole lineup. I can't even tell you off the top of my head. But you can find me on Instagram, official Tim Ned. You can find the group official TAOR. Fat, you can do yours.
I am Fat Pimp on our social media, and really I'm looking at our schedule. Really, we booked up until I think
the next 2 months.
Yeah, mid-July, and I think August and September we go like to New York, we go to like London and all these different places.
Now you see how humble he's sounding. See what
I'm saying.
He really is.
Both of y'all.
Oh, we go. Man, the only reason I'm asking too, and y'all have downplayed it. Like, I feel Derek gonna be disappointed because Derek would at the end of the listening party was like, "Look, these are all the cities we're going." It was a long list.
Yeah, it was a long
list. It was a long list of cities.
Me and Fat man. Me and Fat just show up. Like Derek say, "Hey, we got to be there." All right, cool. We there to show up, man.
All I got to say is, I don't know that many people that performed at the Toyota Center, but fair enough. That's cool. Yeah.
Y'all said that like it was nothing. You're like, "Oh yeah, we'll be at the Toyota Center with 2 Chainz."
Just gotta pull up. People there. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's happening? Like, really? I don't know. I'm just geeking out. I've been to 5 Rockets games.
For real?
How I know? Because it's 5 of them. So many times I've been.
It's my first time performing at the Toyota Center.
Yeah, me too.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, me too, bro.
But y'all are still making it sound like for real. That's a big deal. The Toyota Center is not small. It's not a small center. That's where the Rockets used to play.
Yes.
So,
look, we are. Yeah, celebrate y'all wins. Celebrate y'all wins.
Right now, we're trying to get the #1 draft pick. So, it is. I'm saying that's just how it worked out.
That's where the Rockets used to play. Don't you talk about our Rockets.
Man, I spent enough money with him, dog. I'm going to talk about him until we get right back. Other people can't talk about him.
You really have. I have to admit. You paid your way to be able to talk about them. But before we go, I got to say, especially for the people that are listening that cannot see this, there's this thing that I just really want to point out. All right, Tim Ned. All right, this is the Art of Ratchet right here.
Right.
Both of them. Tim Ned right now has on a Tupac shirt, but he's matched it with a Bass Pro Shop hat perfectly. Okay, Now, not just that. We all know Fat Pimp, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Fat Pimp. You've listened to this lyrics. If he's not talking about bitches, talk about whooping your ass. Look at this man right here. He has on a Naruto, I gotta say it right, not Naruto shirt. Okay, you see this? He likes anime, right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at
like anime. People like anime now, dog. You know what's coming.
There you go. Represent.
Hey, look, me and my son be on the anime tough, man.
See? That is the art of Ratchet. While there is Ratchet, there is an art to it. And you put it together and look at it.
I like that.
Once again, man, we really want to thank y'all for coming out. We want to thank y'all for coming out or really staying in and turning on your phones. I appreciate that. That's a good thing. To me and my brother here, just trying to make it. We're trying to be like y'all, you know. We want to.
Hey, only thing I'm gonna say, 2 things I need for everybody tuning in. Please stream this Texas record right now, featuring Zero. The Art of Ratchet featuring Zero. Texas is the record. If you got Apple Music, you can go ahead and pre-order our album. We dropping September 11th. Hell of an album, hell of a project. Go to Spotify, stream. Not just them, any platform that you got.
Tidal, Google Play,
Napster, Yahoo,
all that,
whatever.
YouTube, all that.
For sure.
That's what's up. You gotta stream, people. You gotta stream. You gotta be in it to win it. You want to make sure that these young brothers can stream their record, man. They're gonna be everywhere. And if you're not tuning in, you're definitely missing out. Once again, this has been Fat Pimp.
Yeah.
Tim Ned.
Hey.
The Art of Ratchet. And we've been, in my humble opinion, humbly yours. Thank you.
Sure. Thank y'all so much.
And
man.
good night.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.